Welcome to Fisticuff's first annual patch of Call of Duty. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have did this long ago. And so we're going to talk about Call of Duty's patch and my patch. My patch fixes the game, and their patch, I don't even know what it means. Okay? We're going to talk about the patch that was just released yesterday, and we're going to talk about our patch that we're going to release today. It's our imaginary patch for Call of Duty Ghost. So let's talk about Call of Duty Ghost. What is the premise? What is predicated? What is the game philosophy of Call of Duty Ghost? Call of Duty Ghost is built around a perk system. A perk system which has 35 perks. So what does that mean? Okay, the game is built around perks. That's the philosophy of the game. So if you have a weapon, a negate weapon that has nothing on it, let's say for example the Remington 5. If you put nothing on it, you would run slow. You wouldn't be able to ADS really fast. If somebody shoots at you and you didn't have focus on, your character would flinch up in the air and your gun would go up in the air. You wouldn't be able to ADS and see a dot. You know, you would have idle sway because focus has those two things in it, and so on and so on and so forth. The point is that you build your naked gun around your perk system. That's the philosophy of the game. That's the philosophy of Call of Duty Ghost. 35 perks helps you actualize a naked weapon. It helps you get to where you're supposed to be at. You can't run around with a Remington 5 or any other weapon for that fact and have its true potential shine. That's what the perk system, that's what's helping you design, and the individuality, the freedom. That's what it's all encompassing. Everything across the board is the same for everybody, correct? Right. That's what it should be based on. Okay. So they released the patch today. And then under weapon balance, it says the MSBS for the arms and legs was reduced, and you have to have better aim at close to short range. I can understand to some extent. But the third thing, and I'll leave the link in the description below. You can go to charlieintel.com to look at it, or you can go to callofduty.com, whichever one you want to go to, or multiplayer first, whatever place you want to go to. Your heart's content. I'll leave the links below. You can go there. It's baffling to me. It's baffling to me because their update was for a $1.99 wolf skin, not a wolf, a skin. You know, the wolf still sounds like a dog. It's not even. It's not different. And then you get a free Christmas skin for your weapon. Woo! Oh boy, I've been patronizing you for 10 years and I get a skin for free. The wolf should be for free. It's a new. It's not even. You should have a map that's like Christmas with Christmas lights around it. Anyways, that was the patch today, and a bunch of other fixes that were, because the game needed some tuning for like things that were not properly running with the script. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about patching the game or making the game better for everybody. So you have a perk system, the basis of Call of Duty. Naked weapons, perk system actualizes the weapons. There's a balance there. You get about 8 points. You can balance your weapon. Okay, let's say you want to be all speed. Well, you're going to lose stealthness and awareness. You're going to lose certain things. It's not going to balance out right. That's the perk system. That's the balance of the game. So, you take some, you get some. Certain weapon setups against certain other players. Some players might be heavy on stealth, some on speed. You get in the game, you got 6 different loadouts that you can change against that person. That's the fun of the game. Instead, this is going to be Fisticuff's patch. Because Infinity Ward and Treyarch are so scared of snipers in the Call of Duty community internet stratosphere, which let me tell you, snipers don't make up but maybe 3%, 4% of the total population who play this game. I mean, not everybody has a YouTube, Facebook, Twitter to voice their opinion. But it seems to me that the few people that make money on YouTube who force an opinion on the developers, they scared them into a corner. They'll never do nothing about snipers ever in Call of Duty. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against snipers. The point is, I want balance for the whole game. And I'm not the one that made the perk system. I'm basically telling you, this is your system. This is what you predicate your game around. So I'm trying to say, okay, if this is the philosophy of your game, and your rule set is that you have 35 perks for all these naked guns in the system, and everyone has a certain balance to get, to have these weapons work against each other at different levels. There's an exemption for snipers, whereas an assault rifle, SMG, LMG, whatever, assault rifle may have to use a stalker, whereas a sniper doesn't need a stalker. Whereas an SMG player might need ready up. Whereas a sniper is exempt from that. A sniper is exempt from focus. Sniper is exempt from sleight of hand. The sniper is exempt from ready up. Sniper is exempt from what is this perk? Hold on. Quick draw. You can actually take the sniper and see, this is where the imbalance is created. Now, if I were to put a patch on this game, here's what I'm trying to tell you, is that snipers don't need ready up, they don't need quick draw, they don't need focus, they don't need stalker. So if I don't have to spend those points on the naked weapon of a sniper, because the ADSing without anything on it, it doesn't need... You don't need ready up or a quick draw. It's the ADSing and the hitboxes are so big in Call of Duty Ghosts that you don't even need it. You can still quick scope. And might I add, Eric Beisman, the creative director of Raven, and I quote, said there will no longer be quick scoping in the game, which is a complete lie. Quick scoping is in the game. And not only that, they don't even need to use ready up or quick draw. And so my patch to this whole thing is this. If you are going to make a game based on 35 perk system for most of 98% of the weapons, with the exception of the sniper, then you should do it for all of the weapons. First off, you had to create a developer said there's not going to be quick scoping in the game. Second off, you don't need quick draw or ready up. So therefore, there's three or four points that a sniper does not have to spend on the predication of your gaming philosophy, the perk system. And therefore, hence, your premise is broken. If a sniper does not have to use your perk system, then they are allotted points to use something else. Which might I add, they could use dead silence, amplified, with wiretap, off the grid. They get away with stuff they don't even have to use. Other players like the Assault and SMGs are penalized because they might need to ready up. So, okay, now I have to use ready up because I want to aim the ADS down faster. But the snipers don't need it because they're a one-shot weapon, and the hitboxes with drag scoping is so big that they don't even need it. You see the point there? You're making the perk system, and the snipers don't even have to use the perk system with their naked weapon and still achieve their goal. That is the point of my argument. You can't have them get away with taking 6 points out of 8. That's like 80% of points that they have or should put in to their weapon to reach a one-shot goal. They don't need those perks, and they still get the one-shot kill. That's the point here. You ADS, the ADS here. Here's my patch for the snipers, because Treyarch and Infinity Ward are too scared of a couple people on YouTube and the internet community, which doesn't represent all the people out here who purchased your game who are not on YouTube and Twitter, I'm going to speak up for them. I'm going to give you the patch. Based on your 35 perk Call of Duty Ghost system, ADSing for snipers increased by 50%. If you want ADSing, you have to spend 3 points on quick draw. That's a fact. One shot kill at any distance, and you pass the MSBS assault rifle, medium to close range, and it's terrible at long range, and you make it worse then? It's not the M16 from Call of Duty 4. What are you doing? So the second thing that my patch is going to include, is the fact that snipers will have to use focus. You will no longer be able to shoot somebody with a one-shot drag scope kill without focus and being shot at. So in other words, if you do not have focus and somebody's shooting at you, increase flinching by 50% if you do not have focus. So therefore, if you're being shot by somebody in Call of Duty Ghosts, your flinching is going to increase by 50% upwards. You will no longer get away shooting somebody with one shot, and if you don't have focus on, you will be penalized. So therefore, you will have to spend 5 points to actualize and still get your one-shot kills based on the perk system that they've provided by Call of Duty Ghosts Infinity Ward developers. Next, mobility will be decreased by 50%. No longer, if you're carrying a 50-pound sniper rifle, are you going to be able to run around unless you have lightweight on. You're forced to have lightweight on. That's 2 points. You're forced to have lightweight on. No longer run around with a sniper rifle. So you see, the point is, you have to use the perk system. If everybody else has to use the perk system, snipers have to use the perk system. So let's go ahead and recap Fisticuff's weapon adjustment for snipers. A, you're going to have to use quick draw because you're ADSing without it too fast. Should be increased by 50%. You're supposed to use the perk system. That's what it's there for. In order to actualize your weapon and get one-shot kills, you want to decrease the ADSing, you have to use quick draw. Secondly, somebody shooting at you and you're not flinching and you don't have focus on, that's no longer going to happen. You have to have focus on, or else you will increase by 50% flinching up in the air and no longer get a shot off. That's what the perk system is there for, to help you actualize your one-shot kill with a sniper rifle. Next, sniper rifles are heavy. They're not SMGs and assault rifles. You will be penalized on mobility by 50%. Decrease mobility by 50% without lightweight. That's 2 points. You have to have it. So those are my main things that they have to have in order to get the one-shot kills. If you're going to give that to them, that should be the patch on the snipers. That's the patch that should be out today. Next patch, we're going to talk about amplified and dead silence. Now, this is a patch that needs to be put in the game as well. Amplified, look, you make a commercial at Infinity Ward and Treyarch, you make a commercial Activision, and you have all these people, the guy mopping the floor, the dude sitting at the dinner table, the guy in the family, all the casual, you market this game to casual players. Right, that's your doing. Your perk system, your commercials. I'm just telling you what you're doing. Your commercials, your everything, but yet, do you think all the people that you're marketing this game to have $200 headphones? These are Astro A50s. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, amplify. If you have headphones on, that means you can hear their footsteps. It's a virtual 24/7 sound UAV. You know directionally where somebody's coming from regardless. This perk trumps everything. It trumps gun sounds. It trumps AK-47 bullets flying by. It trumps dead silence. You see the point of that? If a person has headphones and is in one area, all he has to do, if he is centralized in the area where you can't get to him, he could just sit in one spot and he doesn't need anything else, and he knows you're coming, he could take you out. Therefore, dead silence should trump amplified. Because here's the reasoning. Dead silence should trump amplified because people are going to camp. If they camp with dead silence, then two people can't hear each other. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of their moving. If you have two people and one person's camping with amplified and the other person's coming to get them, then the person that's standing still is going to hear the person with amplified moving to get him. But if you have two people with trump dead silence and one is camping and one is not, he's not going to hear the other guy because they both have dead silence, regardless if he's moving. So therefore, your argument that people are going to camp more is wrong. The premise of your argument is wrong because one person's standing still with dead silence and the other one is moving. They still can't hear each other. So therefore, an SMG or assault person going out to clear areas where people camp, that will alleviate all the camping in your game. That's my patch. Dead silence is trump. It keeps the game moving. It makes you think about situational awareness. There's other things out there that counter everything else that is supposed to work with dead silence. But it's ass backwards. Amplified is sound UAV 24/7. You don't even have to earn it. It's given to you right from the beginning. Whereas, if you spend 3 points on wiretap, that makes sense. You're spending more points to get something, not just 2 points. Whereas, if you kill 3 people, you get a SATCOM. And if that person isn't wearing off the grid with dead silence, you will see him. You see how my patch makes sense with the perk system? The philosophy of your game, Call of Duty Ghost? I don't know how much more I can make it simpler to you. Now, here's some minor things that need to be fixed. Spawns. Spawns on the biggest map in the game. I'm on Stonehaven. I spawn, and there's a guy spawned next to me, the biggest map in the game. There's a bazillion other spots for algorithms to put people. I don't want to hear your algorithms are too close. The maps are huge. There's a problem with someone over there who doesn't understand mathematics. Fire him, hire somebody that's smarter. And there's one other thing. Shields, riot shields in this game with reflex. Reflex should not work with riot shields. You have reflex, it says that should be exempt from the riot shield, period. You should no longer be. The riot shield is impossible to kill with reflex and C4 on it or grenades or whatever. You cannot defeat that. You shouldn't be able to throw a C4, get behind your shield, and explode it instantaneously. How is a person supposed to defeat that? That's ruining the game. I mean, you're talking less than a month. Riot shields with reflex and snipers in ground war. People who've paid big money to go to the next consoles, and you're ruining their gaming fun and experience. You're the ones who made the gaming perk system philosophy for Call of Duty Ghosts. You're the one who is advertising to the casual gamers. But yet, you're the same people who take the advice from a very small, minute portion of people that you do not advertise to, sniper community internet on YouTube, and pro gamers on YouTube, and who are you making this game for? You have to make a choice of where you're going. You're advertising to the casual community and you make a perk system, but yet you don't follow it. You get scared and painted into the corner by a couple people who are in an internet sphere who push you guys around. I don't really understand your philosophy over there. You guys are flip-flop, teeter-totter, fishmen from I don't know where. I mean, you guys, you have to stick to what you are doing over there. If you want to, you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you're going to advertise to all the casual people out there, then I'm speaking for those people who don't have YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and understand what's going on in this game. I've played every single Call of Duty. I've patronized and bought every map pack that's ever came out to this point. Even got the new Xbox One. I'm trying to save the community. Not save the community. I'm trying to save the longevity of this community's way gone. I'm trying to save the longevity of my fun into the later months, into the spring. That's what I'm trying to say. That is the whole point and goal of what I'm trying to do here. And for probably the majority of the casual players that play this game, you want your people to leave your game and go to Titan's Fall without buying your DLC? That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now, if you do not make these changes, this game is going to die faster than any other Call of Duty ever made. Well, that's it. That's my patch. I'll go on. Maybe there's some other ones. You can leave them in the description below. And by no means am I trying to take away snipers' fun in this game. If you guys are such badasses, if you snipers are such badasses, why don't you lobby your internet power to get an all-sniper playlist and see how bad you are then? And then post videos from that. You guys are the biggest trolls in this community. You go and kill everybody in the regular kill playlist and think it's funny with your broken ass system, with your broken ass setups that don't even utilize the point of the perk system. Infinity Ward's so scared of these guys. You know, they should, if you're so scared of these sniper community, why don't you make a playlist for snipers only? And why don't you make a playlist where a general playlist without snipers, and then just have the regular one that's in there, and see where these snipers play at. Do an experiment through these next couple of months. Sniper playlist only, no sniper playlist, and the regular playlist. And I'll tell you, I put money on it. They'll be in the regular playlist that's there now, so they can kill people that are not on the same level playing field as them. They're not going to go to all sniper playlists because they'll get their ass kicked. That's the bottom line. You want to take my advice, put it to good use. And until next time, I'm out. Peace, your boy Fizz.